At center, a 6'5" sophomore from Westlake Village, California, number 10, Jennings Franciscovich. At opposite, a 6'5" senior from Grand Prairie, Alberta, Canada, number 11, Baruch Sedor. At middle blocker, a 6'7" senior from San Jose, California, floor captain, number 13, Taylor Averill. An outside hitter, a 6'4" junior from Belgrade, Serbia, number 16, Sinisha Siki Zarkovic. An outside hitter, a 6'5" sophomore from Honolulu, number 21, Kupona Faye. And at middle blocker, a 6'9" senior from Honolulu, number 24, Davis Holt. The Hawaii staff video coordinator, Jared Lofi. Assistant coaches, Milan Zarkovic and Spencer McLaughlin. Head coach for your Rainbow Warriors, Charlie Wade.
You're watching OC Sports.
Make it 15 in a row. The top-ranked Rainbow Warrior volleyball team kept it rolling last night, extending its win streak with a sweep over 15th-ranked Stanford. Hawaii's success has been forged by the steel of its 7 seniors, a humble, battle-tested group that will be honored at the conclusion of tonight's final regular season home match. Up next, rematch on senior night, the Stanford Cardinal and the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. Welcome to a lively Stan Sheriff Center, a nearly packed house, a whiteout here for senior night. The Hawaiian Tel FCU starting lineup scrolling at the bottom of your screen as we get into the action very quickly here, and Stanford, through the form of Madison Hayden knocking it over, Hawaii returns it. Cardinal with the advantage here on the opening sequence of this match. It's going to be a net violation against Hawaii, so a point for Stanford, and they jump out first. Hawaii 22-3 overall, 17-2, and in first place of the MPSF, ranked number 1 in the AVCA poll. Stanford 10-15, 7-12, entered the week in a virtual tie for 8th place in the conference. Here's Taylor Averill on senior night, the senior slamming it home.
He's going eyeball to eyeball with Conrad Kaminsky, an excellent middle blocker for Stanford, an AVCA All-American last year, Volleyball Magazine second-team All-American, and first-team All-MPSF.
Kupona Faye will serve it for Hawaii. The pass by Madison Hayden. The set goes to Hayden on the outside, blocked but kept alive by the Cardinal. Kyle D'Agostino sets up Hayden a second time, and he's able to tool the block to his advantage. So a 2-serving-1 scenario here early on in this opening set. Hawaii winning last night's match in 3. Ekahielua Aloha 25-17, 25-22, and 26-24, extending the win streak to 15. Good serve by Conrad Kaminsky. Good pass by Kobe Kanetake, and it winds up A smash down for Taylor Averill. That is like clockwork there for Hawaii.
Oh, there you go. Give all the credit to Colby Kanataki, because Kaminsky put up one of his better serves. He's their ace leader for Stanford. Kanataki passed it up right there where Franciscovich could run a play. Perfectly one to the All-American Taylor Averill.
17 digs last night for Colby Kanataki, and many of them were brilliant. Taylor Averill missing the court wide on the serve. So 3-2 Stanford. And Gabriel Vega, 6'7", redshirt sophomore from Kailua out of Iolani School, had 14 kills on 34 swings, plus 2 service aces last night in the sweep loss. He's back behind the end line. And the pass by Siki Zarkovic, who'll get the set on the outside, and he's able to plug it through the block. And Hawaii evens things up.
He had that mid-season ankle injury, so he sat out for a while, missed a couple of weeks, and has come back stronger than ever. I think the rest did his legs good and his arm as well. His arm looks livelier than ever.
Serve by the setter, Jennings Franciscovich. Here's Vega from the back row, and we saw him get set from that position quite a few times last night. He goes long there, and a lead change here as Hawaii surges in front.
Gabriel Vega had a tremendous night last night, I thought, considering all the pressure was on him. He's going to get a lot of sets, and he knew it in front of his hometown crowd.
Franciscovich, the high toss, and missed it well wide. So we're even again. How about the crowd in here still filing into the arena?
This is rise from the old Yuval Kotz days in 1996.
That's something that Stanford head coach John Costi actually mentioned when we were talking to him prior to the match.
He says he likes the crowd and he's so happy that Kotz isn't on the other side of the net.
Overpass and a dig by Kanataki. Zarkovic against the double block. Pinballed around. Zarkovic again. Kept alive by Vega. Great sequence early here. Here's Hayden from the back row. Against a triple block, is able to find the floor.
How about Colby Kanataki digging in with no block up at all? How about that? That's amazing. Franciscovich could not block because he was a back row player.
John Costi, Cardinal head coach, saying you know how good a libero is when you see him work behind an insufficient block.
Or no block.
Oh my goodness. Davis Holt. That was a hammer.
Last night, Hawaii went to their middles 23 times. Davis Holt got 8 of those sets, 8 of those 23, and converted on 5 of them with no errors. He's getting better by the minute.
Not a bad one-handed set by Franciscovich either. Served by Zarkovic. And this is Daniel Tublin, sends it long, no touch at the net. So Hawaii back in front, 6 serving 5. Charlie Wade in his 6th year. So the majority of his time in this stint as University of Hawaii men's volleyball coach has been with the nucleus of this senior class. And they've had to endure quite a bit. 2012, just 7 wins that season. Overpass tight to the net, and it drops down to the floor on the side of the Cardinals.
Shador right there on the net cam, making sure the ball doesn't get over. D'Agostino not going to win that joust.
Zarkovic. Middle set. Went to Kevin Rakestraw, and he got denied by Davis Holt. Kevin Rakestraw, 7-foot redshirt freshman, and Davis Holt, the 6'9" senior, saying, not that time.
And Davis has worked so hard in his blocking, something he wanted to get better at. Stanford's going to call an early timeout, Kanoa.
So we'll take a timeout as well. Hawaii up 3 in the first. Welcome back. Let's take a look at the Kaiser Permanente keys to the match. Chris.
For Stanford, no more Cardinal sins. That's especially reduced their hitting errors and serving errors at crucial times. And for Hawaii, it's time to be precise. 2 weeks from tonight, they'll be in the playoffs. They better get their offense lined up properly. More precise passing, more precise hitting, more precise setting.
Zarkovic serving out of the timeout. Pass by Hayden. He gets the set from the back row. And Madison Hayden, who showed signs of brilliance last night, The 6'3" junior from Huntington Beach, California, 10 kills on 28 swings, was held to just 143 percentage-wise, but he had moments like that.
It's that back row quick. Kevin Rakestraw drew some attention there at the net, setting it up for Hayden.
And then it's Rakestraw going into the twine on the serve. So Rakestraw getting the start tonight in place of senior Spencer Haley, who is out injured, presumably didn't really get details from head coach John Costi, but his right hand was wrapped up. That's Tublin getting blocked in a big-time way. Taylor Averill and Brooks Sador shutting the door.
This is one of Hawaii's better blocking pairs right here, Sador and Averill. Both of them get way over the net and penetrate nicely.
Little pie-in-the-face moment that time for Tublin. Middle set, that goes to Kaminsky, kept alive off the ricochet by Franciscovich. Now Sador block, kept up by Averill. Sador tight to the net, block. Right there is Fay. Hawaii still with it. Sador a second time, high hands, diving save Vega. Left side set goes to Tublin. Right there is Zarkovich. High and away the set goes to Fay against a double block, and he comes through.
That was a pretty solid sequence by Hawaii in transition that time. They got blocked a couple times, and they were just patient until they got that final solid swing from Kapono Fay.
So far, Hawaii handling the emotion and energy of senior night in front of this massive crowd pretty well. This is Vega from the back row. He is really coming into form as just a redshirt sophomore.
And like I said, was mentioning last night, he wore a mask most of last year, protecting his, I believe, his nose, or somewhere maybe it was eyes, I'm not sure, but he wore a mask that was very difficult to see through, but he was still having concussion effects, and that's why he did not play.
7 serving 11. Here's Sador against the double block, chased down by Vega. Jump set by D'Agostino, goes out to Tublin, but he missed the court. They'll say there was a touch, though, on the Hawaii side, so that's a point for the Cardinal. Good look at John Costi in his 9th year as Stanford head coach.
2 times NPSF Coach of the Year, 2 times National Coach of the Year.
Of course, the national championship season in 2010 featuring a slew of Hawaii-born players. Averill drops an anvil.
Taylor Averill, he's already hit for a big percentage now. All he's doing is upping that percentage tonight. He's hitting 1,000 right now. 3 sets, 3 kills, no errors.
How far has he come since transferring after a redshirt year at UC Irvine? Now in the conversation for National Player of the Year. Brooks Sador with the serve. Back row set and nicely done. Madison Hayden pulling the string and finding where no Rainbow Warriors were.
Smart play by Hayden that time. Former Orange County Player of the Year. So versatile, great passer. Comes out of the back row, hits that back row quick. Solid left side player, does a lot of passing for this Cardinal team. Last night had the 2nd most number of kills after Vega with 10.
A good look at Daniel Tublin, 6'8" senior from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, to serve. Point for Hawaii, that was a freebie. Here's Kapono Fay. As Milan Zarkovich, assistant coach, father of Siki, starts the claps in his usual manner. Middle set, and that's Kaminsky dug up nicely by Kanetake. Good second touch by Sador. Here's Stanford again. Hayden went end line and in. By the way, officiating crew, Joe Sloat, top of the ladder. Ernie Ho down on the floor. And the line judges, Wes Kawachi and Dean Tamura. Kaminsky again. Into the net it goes.
Stanford's serving has been, at times, the strongest part of their game, and other times the bane of their existence. And looks like tonight they're having more service errors than usual.
Some very ill-timed service errors last night in the match against Hawaii. Averill taking something off, and it worked out perfectly. An ace for Taylor Averill, and Hawaii gets to 15 first. Averill's parents in the house here on this senior night, and the Rainbow Warriors by a handful.
OC Sports, presented on Oceanic Time Warner Cable, is sponsored by Straub and Hawaii Honda Dealers.
Welcome back to the Stan Sheriff Center. Yes, quite the crowd here on hand. Taylor Averill to serve out of the timeout. Had an ace prior to the break. Almost came up with another ace there. Hawaii now has it with the advantage. Averill from the back row couldn't get a big swing on it, but he keeps it alive. Franciscovic sets up Sador. Oh, that came out smoking from the palm of Brooks Sador.
Wow, Sador was surprised with that set. Normally his set is about the 8-foot line. He gets a good run out of this one. It's at the 10-foot line. He gets one step approach, step close, and pop. What an arm. That thing arrived in a hurry.
So Averill again to serve. How cool is senior night? Prior to the match, it was Taylor's dad, Mark, singing the national anthem and Hawaii Punui.
He's got a great voice, doesn't he?
I'm not sure if Taylor has a voice to match. Yet to be seen. Joust at the net. Franciscovic able to push it on Stanford's side. Here's Vega. Roofed by Zarkovic. Timeout Cardinal. And this one got Siki's Pops Milan on the sideline jumping.
They could put a lot of heat on that one, but he ran right into Zarkovic's arms. Big block by Hawaii. Last night they dominated at the net, 15 blocks to 5. There you see Milan right there. He's from Serbia, did a lot of coach with the junior national team, took them from 20th in the world to number 2, and has been here for the last couple of years helping out Charlie Wade, and Siki is very happy that he's here in Hawaii to have his dad join in his Hawaiian experience.
The ever ebullient Milan Zarkovic.
Hugs everybody. Need a hug? Milan will give you one.
Even if you don't need one, he'll give you one.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at the Fujitsu air conditioning cool play of the match. This was a few sequences ago. Taylor Averill in the middle of this. A roof for Hawaii. And on that play, Averill gets to 381 career blocks at UH. That breaks a tie for 5th. He was previously tied at 380 with the great Kostas Theoharides. So a little bit of history and a little bit of a run on the ladder obtained and realized by Taylor Averill on senior night.
I think at the end of this season, he will also set the all-time single-season kill percentage record, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of smiles in that huddle.
Yeah. That's sort of been the disposition of this team all season long. They really do look like they enjoy playing the game, and particularly playing the game with each other.
Yeah, they really do, and Charlie Wade has fostered. Oh, there's a smile from Coach Wade. One of his goals this year was to smile more, by the way.
I think he just knew the camera was on him. Here's Averill. Down the line it went. The pass by Hayden. He gets the set on the outside and works the block to his advantage. So a point for Stanford, and that breaks the Hawaii run.
Hayden now leading the way with 5 kills, no errors. Madison Hayden, a bright spot, hitting .714.
Good serve by Vega, and Franciscovic wins the joust at the net at 6'5", able to outduel the 7-footer Rakestraw above the twine.
And Hawaii turns an ace into a point.
So 18, serving 11, Franciscovic the serve. Delayed middle set. That goes to Tublin, block, kept alive by Hayden. Here's Vega from the back row. Nice save, Franciscovic. Sador with 2-handed over. Free chance here for the Cardinal. Outside, it's Hayden! Smothered! Davis Holt and Brooks Sador.
Boy, Davis Holt is on a mission. Look at him slide to the outside. Nice little shuffle step to get out there. He didn't turn and run. A little side shuffle step as if he was playing defense in basketball. Got his hands up and over. There's a senior who is definitely on a mission.
And it's an ace! Serving 11. Second ace for Hawaii in this opening set. And they are scooting away from Stanford right now here in the first. Franciscovich, though, pumps it long. A little adrenaline certainly rushing through the veins.
The big test for Hawaii is going to be, can they do this on the road and generate the same sort of enthusiasm and all the smiles and the great chemistry? Easy to do in front of 8,000 of your best friends. A little bit harder to do when you go away.
Holt! The pass, Kanetake, the set, Franciscovich and Davis Holt pounding it home.
This is one of the reasons why Hawaii set their middles twice as much as Stanford did last night. Despite the two teams passing about equally, Hawaii tends to love going to Averill and love going to Holt.
Zarkovich tickles the tape. Two-handed tight to the net. Little pinball action. So Evan Enriquez from Hawaii out of Kamehameha Big Island setting up on the outside. And a second swing for Alex Stefanis, who just checked into the game. Blocked and roofed. Davis Holt in the middle of things again. He is locked in.
He really is. Maryknoll graduate. A lot of people said he'd never make Division I volleyball. And he has proved all those naysayers wrong.
22 serving 12. 10-point advantage here for Hawaii. Rakestraw dug up by Franciscovich. Can Kanetake return it? No, he cannot. Not for a lack of effort, that's for sure. Maybe one of the highest compliments paid to Kobe Kanetake in our discussion with John Costi, head coach for Stanford. He actually says there are shades of Eric Shoji in his game. Now, Eric Shoji might be the elite libero
of all time.
Yeah. Of course, the son of Dave Shoji, member of that Stanford National Championship team, now playing overseas with his brother Kavika. But to say that Kobe even has moments and shades, that's about as high a compliment you can give.
It really is. And Coach Costa was talking about, it used to be that liberos were sort of, you could take a walk-on and turn them into a libero, or you could take an outside hitter, turn them into a libero. Now, libero is a scholarship position.
We have a substitution as Scott Hartley enters the match for the first time, and that always gets a few extra feminine screams.
Yeah, and were people clapping for Davis Holt going out or for Scott Hartley coming in? Probably a little bit of each. Both of them are hometown heroes here.
The senior on senior night with the serve. Good pass, Enriquez. It's Stefanis, blocked, kept alive though by Vega. Stefanis a second time. Popped up in the air. Averill bumps it up. Bump set by Siki. And it's Sador blocked. Played off the net. Can Faye get it over? He can. Good scramble by the Bows. Now Vega flying in. And he goes off of Hartley's chest and out of bounds.
Gabriel Vega just ripping down the line. He loves that shot. It's very difficult to defend. If the outside blocker doesn't get out there and get a touch, that line digger is in a lot of trouble.
3 kills on 7 swings for Vega. Here's Kyle D'Agostino. 14 serving 23. Sador able to beat the block. Good set by Franciscovich. And Hawaii sitting on Aloha ball in the first. So here is Brooks Sador, the 6'5" senior from Grand Prairie, Alberta, Canada.
One of the things that Charlie Wade challenged his team before the game was, hey, let's be precise. Let's take care of business. Let's up our level of play every night.
What a pass by Enriquez. Here's Vega from the outside position, and he makes it work despite the effort of Kobe Kanetake, and that is something we saw last night. Gabo Vega working both pins.
Picks up his 4th kill there. Madison Hayden leading the way for Stanford right now with 6 kills.
And now Alex Stefanis will serve. Still Aloha ball for Hawaii in the first. And he just taps it up against that sideline for an ace. So Stanford not going away just yet. 16 serving 24.
Stephanus, a Fab 50 player out of Vistamar in Manhattan Beach, California. Started at opposite in the fall.
Pass by Zarkovic. They go middle to Averill. Couldn't get a big swing on it. Stephanus clears it. Outside it goes to Hayden. Taylor Averill along with Jennings Franciscovich, and Averill continues to climb the all-time rankings in career blocks for the University of Hawaii, now in sole possession of 5th. And Hawaii claiming set 1, 25-16. Welcome back. Let's check out how it works. Presented by Central Pacific Bank. Chris.
This is how it works when you want to block 2 players in the same play. Davis Holt, number 24, holding his hands up high, and he's gonna tiptoe block the first player, the middle attacker, and then he's gonna shuffle out to the side like a basketball defensive step and go out there and get the outside hitter as well. And that's how it works. Hands high, side step shuffle. And another block for Hawaii. Their 6th of the night. Stanford with none.
Yeah, the Rainbow Roofers construction crew very much in effect tonight. 6 versus 0 in that department, as you mentioned, Chris. 3 kills for Taylor Averill on 5 attempts, no errors. He's hitting .600, leading the way for the Rainbow Warriors. 6 kills on the side of Stanford from Madison Hayden to lead the Cardinal.
Davis Holt in on 4 of Hawaii's 6 blocks.
There's a special UH Club for Keiki. Stop by Papa John's Pizza to join the UH Kids Club. Purchase a large pizza and children receive an official club t-shirt and a host of other benefits. Join the UH Kids Club today. You use the term buzzsaw during the break. Stanford running into
Matt Truck.
Yeah, Matt Truck. Stanford, they stepped off the curb and there was a bus speeding by in the form of the Rainbow Warriors in that first set. We'll see how the Cardinal can bounce back here in the second stanza. Kyle D'Agostino, the freshman libero, now setter with the serve, and he sends it long. D'Agostino taking over the setting responsibilities for the injured All-American James Shaw, the 6'8 junior, present, but with a cast on his lower leg.
Is it still green tonight?
Yeah, I don't think he changed it. I think it's still green, yeah.
Right.
Poor choice of colors, according to head coach John Costi. Back row, this is Hayden. Left-handed save over the net by Kanetake. The other Hawaii libero, Enrique, is able to gather it for Stanford, and that sets up the middle hit for Conrad Kaminsky.
This Kobe Kanetake, he does it with 2 hands, does it with 1 hand. He'll take it with his chest sometimes if he has to. And there's the end of the play. Conrad Kaminsky burying that ball. You know, Stanford, it's tough to beat a team if the other team hits 526. You better be hitting about 500 yourself if you want to make a game of it. Stanford hit 083 in the first set.
Overpass. Franciscovich cleans up the spill with the solo job against Madison Hayden.
Yeah, he's a 6'4", 6'5" setter who jumps really well. Probably jumps 39, 40 inches, so he gets way over on his blocks.
3rd on the team in blocks. Here's Vega going off the block, and they'll say that it's a roof. They'll say that it went off the block and in. So the block party, if you will, continues for the Rainbow Warriors. 3 serving 1. Here's Kupono Fei, 6'5" sophomore out of Punahou. Civil environmental engineering major. Pass by Hayden. He'll get the set on the outside over a double block. Right there is Fei. Franciscovich high and away to Zarkovic. Had to adjust his jump. Diving save D'Agostino. Set goes to Vega. Fei able to prolong this sequence. Now Sador. Block wasn't up, but D'Agostino in perfect position. So Enriquez sets up Vega. And I don't think he got her over the net. At least the UH players didn't think so. And finally, they do get the whistle. And so it's a point for the Rainbow Warriors.
You know, in Stanford's defense in that first set, this is their 19th lineup I think they've started this year, with James Shaw having 4 different injuries during the year. There's D'Agostino with diving save to keep that rally alive.
Hayden right there to cover his Kanetake. Faye from the back row. And that'll work out for Hawaii. That one sizzled.
Back row quick by Faye. Good set by Jennings Franciskovic.
5 serving 1. Into the net it goes. For Stanford, this is a team that made it to the national title match last year, losing to Loyola Chicago. They had a bit of a rough start to the season, then ripped off 13 straight matches, eventually playing their way into the championship. Oh, that one was perfect. Konrad Kaminsky.
He is their ace leader.
ABCA All-American honorable mention last year and All-MPSF second team. He is from New Berlin, Wisconsin, with the last name Kaminsky, even though it's a different spelling. Probably get you some mileage over there these days. Zarkovic off the block. There's Kaminsky. D'Agostino goes right side. Vega, the block had it formed, but Faye digs it over the net. Scramble play by Stanford, and they have to send a free ball Hawaii's way. Franciskovic to Averill. Gets it down.
When in doubt, in transition, on a good pass, pretty good chance you're gonna win the point and get the ball to Taylor Averill. He's playing so well. Been invited already to go to Anaheim this summer and train with the national team. That's how good he is.
Tops in the MPSF coming into the week and second nationally in hitting percentage. .502 coming into this match. Here's Hayden. Over the block, right there to clean it up was Averill. Oh, but the set mistimed, and now a free chance for Stanford. Hayden pumps it long. Was there a touch? No touch. Point Hawaii, so they dodge a bullet, if you will, on that play.
Stanford with a free ball there should have scored. Unusual for Hawaii to have that kind of misconnection this late in the season. There's the missed set by Jennings Franciskovic. He was sending a back one to Holt, and I don't think Holt was quite ready for it. Good thing Sonora was there to save the day.
Earl curls it over the net. Middle set, Rakestraw, right there is Sador. Franciskovic on the second touch, but couldn't fool Tublin. Now Hayden going hard angle by the Davis-Holt offering on the block and down. So point for Stanford. And back to serve will be Gabriel Vega, the latest in this volleyball program to go from Iolani to Stanford. Holt got dug up there by Enriquez. Vega from the back row, blocked and roofed. Davis-Holt strikes again.
Great dig by Evan Enriquez to keep that rally alive, but once again, Davis-Holt just on a blocking tear. Comes up with his 5th block of the night right there. And he was, he was pulled out of that UCLA series because he wasn't blocking very well. And night number 2, he got his job back and blocked well all night long.
Overpass, Holt couldn't quite put it down. Great one-hand save, Enriquez. Now Hayden, roofed again.
Davis-Holt again getting close to that block.
Wow. 6 blocks in this match for Davis-Holt. Hawaii by 5 in the second.
Find the perfect gift for every occasion at Big Island Candies. Visit them in Hilo at Ala Moana Center or click on BigIslandCandies.com to view their entire collection and place your order today.
10 total team blocks for the Rainbow Warriors versus 0 for Stanford. The block party is officially on, Chris.
It really is, and led by Davis-Holt. Siki got a great one there. Davis-Holt is the guy who's been in on 6 of those 10 blocks. He's having quite a night. The big story of this second set, though, is Stanford hitting negative. More errors than kills.
Tublin got blocked, kept alive. Enriquez sets up Hayden, and he's able to go off the block and out for a Stanford point. So much needed out of the timeout, 5 serving 9. And for Charlie Wade, again, we mentioned the emotion and energy that was expected and anticipated here tonight. He says what they've been trying to do is just take one set at a time, one match at a time. Because of how close the standings are, Hawaii trying to maintain that position atop the MPSF. He says it's almost as if the postseason tournament has started now for us. We have 8 more matches to win the national championship, but we're not going to try to win 8 in a row. We're going to try to win one match 8 times.
Yeah. And we know that if they win out, they could host the entire MPSF tournament.
Hayden. And he sends it long. No touch at the net. A little frustration being exhibited in some of the facial expressions from Madison Hayden and company. Zarkovich to serve. Hawaii has already clinched a hosting position in the MPSF quarterfinal round, April 25th. And an ace delivered by Siki Zarkovich.
The speed gun right now is broken. So, I'll tell you, that was about 65.
Maybe so fast it broke the radar gun.
There you go.
12 serving 5. And that one blasted way out of play. Hawaii hosting again in the MPSF quarterfinals, April 25th. John Costi, head coach for Stanford, saying we would love to be the team, because they're fighting for the 8th and final spot into the MPSF postseason. We'd love to be the team coming back in 2 weeks to play Hawaii. Sador, great diving save by Vega. No, they're going to say he didn't pick it up, and that's a point for Hawaii. Give the kill to Brooks Sador. Good effort by Vega at 6'8", laying out, but to no avail.
Brooks Sador again just doing a brilliant job on the outside, really sharpening his game as the postseason comes near. He just seems to get better and better.
Davis Holt with the serve. Well, that just missed the end line.
There's another guy who's gotten better and better is Davis Holt with his serving. You remember early in the season he was missing serves regularly. Now he's become effective back there and scoring points on a regular basis.
D'Agostino. Pass by Fay, tight to the net. Set goes right side to Sador, off the block and down. Now 4 kills for Brooks Sador on 10 swings. He's hitting 400.
See Coach Costi talking to Shibuya and Rasai there on the bench. They've had that coaching staff's really had a tough job this year. With the loss of James Shaw, with 4 different injuries during the year, has caused them to have all those lineups and have to really push a lot of buttons to make things work.
There's Vega, hop, skipping, jumping on the approach. Dug up by Zarkovich. Sador comes swooping in. And Vega fell to the floor, has to scramble to just two-hand it over. Advantage Hawaii. Taylor Averill pulverizes that set. And Hawaii rolling in the rematch.
OC Sports, presented on Oceanic Time Warner Cable, is sponsored by Bank of Hawaii and Kaiser Permanente.
Welcome back. Rematch of a Hawaii sweep win over Stanford last night. And Rainbow Warriors up 1-0, up 15-7 here in the second. And Brooks Sador with the serve. Pass by Tublin. Left side it goes to Vega. And the access is once again denied. Franciscovich and Averill joining forces on that one.
It's been a long time since I've seen this kind of a blocking exhibition. 11 blocks to 0 for the opposing team. That's pretty impressive, to say the least.
Charlie Wade saying after the match last night that it has become quite clear exactly where our level of energy, enthusiasm, discussion on the court, celebration. He says it's very clear where we have to play within those categories to be at our best. As Sador sends it into the net. And I'd say that we're seeing what's pretty close to their best in those categories tonight.
I would agree. And the real test will come if you can play well in Provo, Utah, in back-to-back matches.
Oh, how about the first touch by Franciscovich? Now Fay, and a net violation going to go against Stanford. They're going to get Kaminsky getting tangled up in the twine, and that's a point for Hawaii. 17, serving 8.
See the net cam. Watch number 4, Kaminsky right there. Let's see if he gets a net. Oh, I don't think so. I'm not sure if he got the top of the cable. I thought he hit his body on the net.
The pass by Enriquez there on the serve. Hayden had to go over the block, covered by Fay. So Sador sets up Zarkovic, and he goes off the block and out. They are playing at such a high level right now, and it's a timeout called by Stanford head coach John Costi. I mean, this is an onslaught being put on by the Rainbow Warriors. If you're head coach John Costi, I mean, what's going through the mind? There doesn't seem to be much that can solve this equation.
He's now played 10 players, so he's trying to push all the right buttons as he talks to Daniel Wasai, local boy out of Kona, and former UH player, saying, what more buttons do we need to push here? We got 3 kills, 7 errors, hit negative 200 in the second set. Overall, we've got 15 kills, 17 errors. We're hitting negative 034 on the night, mostly because of the 11 blocks that Hawaii has got.
Well, while we have a chance, let's take a look at tonight's Jack Fact. Moving on up, Hawaii started the season tied for 10th place in the AVCA Top 15 poll. The Bows steadily climbed the rankings over the next 10 weeks. They've held the top spot for the last 4 weeks, and ironically, Stanford was one of those teams tied with Hawaii for 10th in the preseason rankings. Stanford now at the 15 spot.
I think Stanford's standing would be a whole lot different if James Shaw were playing, the first team All-American, and a guy who really has a shot at the 2016 Olympics in Rio if he stays healthy. He'll be battling for that setting spot, but this year he's just been in and out, 4 different injuries, all different parts of his body. He started out with a knee, then he had a thumb, then he had a shoulder. Now he's got the boot cast for his stress fracture in his ankle. So it's been a tough year, and he is their linchpin. He is the guy who makes things go.
Kapono Fay with the serve. Evan Enriquez out of Kamehameha, Hawaii Island with the pass. The kill by Dublin, or the swing, was dug up by Fay, and then Hawaii able to convert that via a Brooks Sador kill. Chihu indeed for the senior from Canada.
Hawaii again error-free on their attacking tonight. 18 kills, no errors.
And a cool moment there. Brooks Sador cheering on his fellow senior Ryan Leung, 6'5", opposite hitter from Pepperdine, a transfer out of Honolulu.
Great story, Ryan Leung. Great story.
His face sends it into the net.
And you saw how happy Brooks Sador was for him. That's one of the things that sort of symbolizes how this team is coming together chemistry-wise, is that they really do care about each other and love each other. And nobody is happier in this arena right now. Even if Leung's parents are here, nobody's happier than Brooks Sador that Ryan Leung's getting his shot, because every day they go toe-to-toe in a very tough battle for that opposite position.
Part of the reason the starters say they're so good is because of how much the quote-unquote reserves push them. Siki Zarkovic, that was a laser beam, and it goes off of the dig attempt and out for a Hawaii point. But yeah, special exchange there as you saw Sador and his enthusiasm for Leung. Ryan Leung, a mathematics major, attended Pepperdine for 2 years, and here he is now on senior night looking to get some significant opportunities.
Yeah, he came to Hawaii and immediately got cut. Had to take a year off, get things together, and then Charlie invited him back again. And he made it the second time.
Pass by Enriquez. Here's Hayden off the triple block of Hawaii and down. So Stanford trying its best to stay involved here, but this is a Hawaii team that is playing at such a high level with such an exquisite element of enthusiasm and energy, feeding off of this crowd for sure. Sean Kemper now in there for the Cardinal. A middle blocker converted to setter. I mentioned all of the setter issues they've had because of the injury to James Shaw, and it's been a shuffling game for head coach John Costi. Here's another senior coming onto the floor for Hawaii. Alex Jones, a 6'4" setter from Sunnyvale, California, coming in for Franciscovich. was very much a hero for Hawaii in that first road match against UCLA when they were down 2-0. He got inserted in at the center spot, and he led them back to a 5-set win.
That was pretty amazing. Nothing short of amazing. In fact, Jones said it was the highlight of his entire volleyball career.
That one pumped long. Matt Aiello, touch them all.
Matt Aiello, he won the Elite 89 award at the NCAAs last year. That's the best GPA of the Final Four teams, and he won it last year. He was a Rhodes Scholar, an Oxford Scholar. Pretty amazing guy. Couldn't find a way to figure that attack out, though.
Hated block. Great one-hand save, Enriquez. From the back row, this is Clay Jones, dug up by Kanetake. Leung! Off the block and out, and he's in the book. There's
a dig once again by guess who? Kobe Kanetake, and Leung finishes.
Leung out of Hawaii Baptist Academy. Came to Hawaii via Pepperdine, makes the save there on the second touch. Free chance here for the Cardinal. Put over on the second touch by Sean Kemper. Nifty little play there by the 6'7" senior from San Diego.
Kemper just recently converted to the center position. When James Shaw went down, he and D'Agostino kind of share that spot. Now D'Agostino sets most of the rotations, but late in the set, usually Sean Kemper will come in. He's done a great job. Made all Avocado League last year, or when he was in high school, I mean.
Leung got that one turned back. Good job by Kevin Rakestraw and Sean Kemper at the net.
The first hitting error in 37 swings for Hawaii. That's a long stretch.
That's unbelievable. Hawaii hitting 556 for the match, 588 in this second set. Holt didn't get all of it. One-handed in the air by Jones. Chased down by Enriquez. Free chance here for Hawaii. Kanetake, Jones, Holt. And mark it up. Hawaii aloha ball here in the second.
Davis Holt with kill number 3, but his blocking is what's been the big story tonight. Been in on 6 blocks.
Zarkovic. They go back row set. Hayden has to touch it over. Leung with the save. He'll get the set. Through the block and down. 2 kills in that stanza for the senior Ryan Leung. And it's all good right now for the Rainbow Warriors. 25-12 in the second. And looking to crack open the broom closet. Welcome back to the Stan Sheriff Center. Let's take a look at the McDonald's match statistics. Complete and utter dominance here by Hawaii.
Yeah, it really is. And you know what? What's really impressive is Hawaii's hitting efficiency. Look at those attempts. 40 kill attempts, 22 kills, only 1 error. Meantime, Stanford with 18 errors, mostly because Hawaii's 11-1 block advantage. And Stanford hitting negative. Very unusual for an MPSF team to ever hit negative. They're all so good. So for Hawaii to be dominating the 15th ranked team in the country like this is simply amazing.
We mentioned the energy, the big crowd in here tonight. It certainly is a special atmosphere on senior night. But this Hawaii team has handled it well. They have taken a very business-like approach. They are doing what they need to do to show that they are the #1 ranked team in the land.
I totally agree. I like the way Charlie's blended in some of those seniors who haven't played yet, got Ryan Leung into the game. Watch for Garrett Komisarek possibly to come in and play some here in this third set. He's the only senior, I think, that hasn't played yet. Everybody else has gotten in. You got Alex Jones in. In fact, it looks like Komisarek has got his libero jersey on, so he may be coming in. There he is right there. And I'll tell you something, he's one hero to me because he's all year long, he's been playing behind Kobe Kanetake, and those guys were head and head in the fall camp, and all of a sudden Kanetake sort of took off a little bit, but then he just went on a tear and no longer was it a battle. Kobe was just running away and hiding. In the meantime, Garrett Komisarek, he could start for any team in the league easily, and instead he's sitting on the bench most of the time. So hopefully Charlie will get him some time in this in this third set.
I mean, you could say that about a lot of guys. Alex Jones, another guy who said, hey, look, if we weren't 22-3, I would probably be kind of upset about my lack of playing time at the center position. But he's behind a fantastic sophomore in Jennings Franciskovic. And in the case of Garrett Komisarek, he happens to be behind what quite possibly could be the best libero in the country.
Absolutely, absolutely. So it's a real team player to know when you put the team first and yourself second, great things happen.
The original starters out there to open this third set, served by Brooks Sador. Middle set goes to Kaminsky. Here's Sador again from the back row. Diving save by Tublin. Left side, here's Hayden off the block. Good job by Sador, second touch. Franciskovic sent over the net. And from the back row, the miss hit by Clay Jones.
How about the rat-a-tat play by Hawaii? The quickness at the net. The alertness on the back row. There's the rat-a-tat play right there. Boom, boom. Here comes another one. Pop up. And then just stick it over and give your block a chance to score, or hope the other team hits the ball out like that.
I don't think there's a team in the country that can do that with the same level of consistency that Hawaii has shown this year. They just keep sequences alive, and a great serve by Sador earns the free shot. Fay off the block. Jones with the dig. Middle set goes to Kaminsky. Right there is guess who? Kanetake. Now Fay misses wide.
He saw the opening. It was there. He just bit off more than he could chew. Only Hawaii's second error of the night. That's pretty amazing. 2 errors in 43 swings.
So Madison Hayden will now serve. 1-1 here in the third. Hawaii up 2-0. Fay, soft touch, finds the floor. That's kill number 4 for Kupono Fay on 6 attempts. Take a look at the series record, sponsored by Aston Hotels and Resorts. After last night's sweep win, Hawaii now bettering Stanford all time by 2, 38-36. Delay set to the back row, two-handed over by Madison Hayden, and he's able to make it work. So the point for Stanford. Now, on a night like this, and you've been in this position watching many a senior night for Hawaii volleyball, both men and women, for the players, and I know you talk to a lot of them, you're in tune with some of that, when does the senior night stuff start really kicking in? Say in a match like this, you're up 2-0, does it start to enter the mind a little more?
I don't think so. I think Charlie Wade has done a terrific job of keeping them focused, paying attention to each point, and celebrating each point like that last one, and not worry about the festivities afterwards, legendary as they might be.
Taylor Averill with yet another kill. He's got 6 on 8 swings. He's hitting .750. It's another day at the office for Taylor Averill. And here he is back to serve. And he delivers an ace. What more can you ask for here on senior night? His 26th ace.
Second only behind, I think, Brooks Sador. Unusual to have a middle blocker to have that many aces. But Kaminsky does the same thing for Stanford. He leads them in aces.
Pass by Jones. They go to Rakestraw, and he's able to find the deep corner. Taylor Averill. They call him Sonny. I think partially because of the hair. You know, he's got kind of that California kid look to him.
Rakestraw there, junior national team in 2014, high school All-American when he was in high school at Newport Harbor High School. Played for Danny Glenn, legendary Danny Glenn.
Sador from the back row. That one had some pepper on it. That's a point for Hawaii.
Jennings Franciskovic has improved, I think, most in the area of location. He's putting it where his hitters like it more often, giving them very hittable balls.
Franciskovic. Pass by Jones tight to the net. Seemed like there was somebody that made contact with the net, but it was hit wide anyway.
They're remember when they hit the ball, the net below the cable, the top of the net, everything's legal. So you see that net jump around, while the fans will be yelling, net, net. But that's the old rules. New rules, only a net violation when you touch the top of the cable.
Good pass by Enriquez. And a hammer by Vega. That one, even Kobe Kanetake couldn't keep alive. So 4 serving 6 here. We got the attendance numbers tonight. And Chris, here we go. 6,311, the attendance numbers we've received. Davis Holt with the swing in the middle for Hawaii. Now Vega from the opposite position, and he puts it down again.
It seems like more.
It does.
It seems fuller. This hole's 10,000. And it just seems like all the seats are filled except for maybe a couple thousand. It seems to be more like 8. Feels like an 8,000 crowd.
Well, they've made some noise at times where it sounded like much more than the reported numbers too. Here's Zarkovic off the block and out. And it seems like Hawaii has been able to ward off runs from the opposing team. You pointed this out in our conversation prior to the match. There haven't been too many 3-0 runs by teams going up against Hawaii this season.
That's been one of their strengths, I think, is that they just do not allow long runs. And their serving is probably the most difficult thing for opponents to handle. Now, it's their block.
Yep.
Hard to handle.
Rainbow Roofers. Davis Holt in the thick of things again.
Yeah, Davis got most of that one, if not all of it.
Zarkovic, just got it over. Overpass by Enriquez. Franciskovic goes back row to Zarkovic. Was there a touch? No touch. Missed wide. Point for the Cardinal. Now Kevin Rakestraw retreats back to serve. And he serves it into the net. He's done that a couple of times. Averill comes back in for Hawaii, and Davis Holt to serve. Two-handed by Hayden. Tight to the net. Hayden left-hands it over. Diving save, Franciskovic. Zarkovic sets up Sador. That's blocked. But Hawaii will have another crack at it. Sador, this time from off the net. Had to sort of play it a little bit. Now Hayden from the outside position. Pancake save. Franciskovic, they play on. The dig by D'Agostino. Set goes to Vega against the triple block. Franciskovic again continues the sequence. Zarkovic is dug up, tight to the net, and finally it goes down on the Stanford side of the twine.
What a rally. Both sides playing terrific defense. Here's the first pancake or a pop-up by Jennings Franciskovic. Then the next one. This is a close play. Well, I don't know where he gets his hand into that or not. That was debatable, but in either case, they play on, and Hawaii wins the rally.
Holt follows up, though, with an out serve, and it's 7 serving 10 coming up here in the third. Stanford, team that made it to the national title game last year, has only defeated 2 ranked opponents, or has only won 2 matches against ranked opponents this season, as Averill goes off the block and out.
There's a pancake by Franciskovic. Oh yeah, looks like that got the ground. He's pointing upwards to help the referee with his call, but it definitely hit the ground first.
Here's Sador to serve. Stanford defeating BYU twice this year. Their only wins against, at the time, ranked opponents. Sador sends it into the net.
Take a look at Taylor Averill's numbers here on that last hit. It went about the 4th row. 8 kills, no errors, 10 attempts, 800. That's double like the national average. The national leader, although he's the leader of about 500 now, so it's almost double.
Throw in 4 blocks. A couple service aces.
Not a bad night at the office.
I would say so.
And his dad with the national anthem. That was so good. That was so good.
Fade into the net. Yeah, Mark Averill with the national anthem and Hawaii Pono'i.
He's great at both of them.
Big Taylor trying to fight back some emotion.
Oh yeah,
it was
definitely.
It was in full effect. I mean, that was a great entree to this wonderful evening.
Conrad Kaminsky continues to be tough behind that service line.
Chased down on the second touch by D'Agostino. Free ball for Hawaii. Kanetake the pass. Franciscovich middle to Averill, who lays the smackdown.
Wow, great set by Jennings. Perfect pass by Kanetake. It's just so difficult to stop that because Averill can go so many ways. He has that peripheral vision where he knows what the blocker's taking away from him, then he goes the other direction.
Averill serves it. Outside, it's Jones off the block. Averill the save. Franciscovich high and away to Zarkovich. Right there's Vega. Back row, Hayden, two-handed in the air by Fay. Here's Zarkovich a second time. And they'll say there was a touch at the net, so a point for Hawaii.
Let's see if there's a touch here. Over the outside blocker. Not sure if it got Rakestraw.
Yeah, it looked like it got maybe that pinky finger, at least, of Rakestraw. John Costi not too satisfied with the call, but it's 14 serving 9 nonetheless. Pass by Hayden. Middle set, Rakestraw. No doubt on that one. Zarkovich and Holt were up. And Rakestraw got turned back. 15-9 Hawaii, sniffing a sweep here at the Stan Sheriff. Welcome back. Let's take a look at the Mid-Pac Petroleum leaderboard. Hawaii's single season hitting kill percentage. Taylor Averill right now at the top. 2015 hitting .502 coming into this match. And tonight,
I think it'll go up, don't you think?
Yeah, 9 kills on 11 swings. He's hitting .818. His season high this year in hitting percentage was .750 against Pepperdine back on March 8th. His career high, .889 last year. 8 kills on 9 swings against CSUN. Oh my goodness, Kupono Fay laying out. The stretch fetch, if you will, but Zarkovich couldn't get it over the net on the swing. So a point for Stanford. And now Kyle D'Agostino to serve. Plans to major in neurobiology. Hashtag Stanford student athlete as he hits it into the net. Now Franciscovich. You know, after the match last night, Charlie Wade, he had a little bit of criticism for Franciscovich at times, saying that he wasn't necessarily on his game. Tonight, different story, obviously. Good dig by Fay on the swing by Jones. Now Zarkovich tried to push it through the double block, but Clay Jones keeps it alive. Now from the back row, Hayden against the triple block is able to go off of the forearms and out.
Hayden continuing to have a pretty solid night. Really the only offensive threat for Stanford. 11 kills, 6 errors, and Vega 6 kills, but he's got 6 errors to go along with it.
Served by Grant Delgado. Zarkovich. And that one went off the block and then off of Zarkovich. So a point for Stanford. That one came towards us.
This is just a solid block put up there on the outside by Madison Hayden.
Thought you were going to give me a little credit for the touch here to protect us in broadcast position. Kanetake the pass, middle set, Holt straight down to the floor. 4 kills on 7 swings, no errors for Davis Holt.
Here comes Garrett Commissar.
Here he is. 5'10" senior from San Jose. Como, as they call him. He comes in for Kobe Kanetake. His parents here at the Stan Sheriff Center for the first time in his career as a Rainbow Warrior. And an ace dealt out of the deck by Siki Zarkovich. Timeout Stanford. Hawaii by a half dozen, closing in on the senior night festivities. Welcome back. This season, OC Sports fans and fans here in the arena have been able to check out serve speeds during our telecast. Mahalo to Chevron for making that possible all season long, for allowing volleyball fans to get a little further inside the game.
Another senior coming in, Scott Hartley for Pono Fe. Then you see Komisarek, who played volleyball at Irvine Valley for former UH Warrior Tom Pestolesi, who likely is watching tonight and proud of Garrett Komisarek.
There he is with the save. Now Sador. That one dug up by Delgado. Right side, here's Vega. Franciskovic on top of that one. Como sets up Sador. Wants to push it over, but he didn't quite get it all the way over. 13 serving 18 here. And Kanetake comes back in for Komisarek. Another very valuable piece, perhaps an unsung aspect of the libero position in the modern era, their ability to take on the setting responsibilities. Exactly,
and you can put them in exchange for each other. Have one play offense, and the next time have your better defensive player play.
Oh, that one low, but he was able to still plug it through. Swung over by Delgado, diving save Franciskovic, and nobody had his back. So 14 serving 18, Stanford hovering in the vicinity here in this third set. This is Alex Stefanis. Pass by Hartley. Right side Sador. Big wind up, big swing, and a big time kill for the senior.
He had a pretty good block lined up on him that time as well. He had Kaminsky out there. He's got Madison Hayden. That could have been a good block, and Sador just finds a way around it. As you say, he's got that big wind-up, whippy arm.
Now Holt slaps it over. Right side Vega. And that goes off the block, and out point for Stanford. Hartley was up there. Good contact on it, but Vega able to work it to his advantage. Now a setting substitution for Stanford as Sean Kemper comes in for Kyle D'Agostino, and Vega will serve. 6 kills in the match for Gabo Vega. Middle set, Averill, touch shot. It works. That's now 10 kills on 12 swings for the senior. They call him Sonny, that California kid sort of image. He says
smiling,
that
glass always half full.
Absolutely. He said he fell in love with this place the instant he first got pitted in a wave at Sandy Beach. He said, that's all I needed. And that's an ace. Brooks Sador. He's now 7 aces away from tying the University of Hawaii career mark, a mark held by both Kostas Theoharides and Pedro Azania.
It's pretty elite company.
Timeout taken by Stanford, and Hawaii up by 6. Let's check in while we have a break in the action with Ryan Suji. Ryan.
That's right, we're here in the stands with 2 very happy parents. We have Mark and Lisa here, Averill. First of all, how long did it take you to learn Hawaii 5-0? You did a fantastic job out there.
Thank you. It was an honor to sing it. I started back in, I don't know, last month or so.
I'm sorry, Hawaii Pono'i, I meant, you know what I meant. But thank you so much. And talk to us a little bit about what this means to be here and to celebrate what has been a tremendous career for your son.
We're just so proud of him. It's just so fun to watch him from little kid to his goal of playing college volleyball, and just really proud.
And what do you think, what's next for Taylor beyond his time here at UH?
Yeah, I think he's still making decisions. It's a little early. I think they're just trying to focus on winning each game. The future, we hope for good things, but we're not sure yet.
Well, thank you so much. A very talented Mark Averill. The national anthem, Hawaii Pono'i. Great job. Back to you guys.
Thanks a lot, Ryan. Still no word whether or not Taylor can sing as well as his dad. Let's go inside the numbers presented by Levitt, Yamane, and Soldner. 19, longest winning streak in Hawaii men's volleyball history. That was in 2006. The current streak is 15, and Hawaii 4 points away from extending that. You mentioned, Chris, the road will get a little bit tougher here for the Rainbow Warriors as they have to go to Provo for a pair of matches against BYU.
Not an easy place to play, but Irvine just went there and won 2. So maybe the Cougars are a little vulnerable this year.
Well, Stanford able to twice beat BYU, but that was at Maples Pavilion. This time set. Scramble, now Hawaii with the advantage. Hartley goes off the block, and that one goes into the mesosphere, and it's a point for Hawaii. Scott Hartley.
Boy, hits the ball hard, doesn't he?
Oh man, Charlie Wade says he can be terminal. That is the term that Charlie Wade applies.
He and Henrik Moller, I think, are the only 2 guys who break 70 miles per hour on the radar gun for serving.
Now Sador, the long breath. The high toss. And the ace.
And he creeps even closer to that all-time ace record.
When you were watching this core of seniors in 2012, when they were young bucks and that team only won 7 matches, could you see 4 years down the line this happening?
Truthfully, no. But it's all come together.
Hayden off the blocking out.
Yeah, it's all come together to be sure, but you know, then it was a real tough time for them. That was the first year I think I actually started doing some speeches with them, working with them a little bit on team building and changing the culture a little bit. And little by little, they've obviously caught on because they've got a great team chemistry going now.
That seems to be the thing that puts them over. That chemistry, that unselfishness. Zarkovich with the pass. Franciscovich high and away to Hartley. Slams it home.
He just hits it high and hard.
6,300 plus to their feet here at the Stan Sheriff Center. And it's the senior Hartley to serve.
Foot
fault, Scott Hartley.
He was going to give it all he had. He had so much adrenaline flowing that you could see it pumping through his veins.
Got that 3/4 arm swing from his days as a baseball player, but that foot fault was not in the script, Scott.
It was not.
Aloha ball. Kanetake the pass. Franciscovich to Zarkovich against the double block. Diving save Sandor. Zarkovich a second time. Puts it down. And it's over. Make it 16 in a row for the Rainbow Warriors. And they do it once again. In straight sets, Ekahi, Elua, Aloha against the Stanford Cardinals.
Very impressive outing by the Hawaii Warriors. Only 6 hitting errors all night. They hit 408. And their block was just unbelievable. 13 blocks to Stanford's 2. It was quite a dominating exhibition, to say the least.
Bank of Hawaii presents the players of the match. How about this? For such a dominant performance by Hawaii, no players in double-digit kills. Madison Hayden had 12 for Stanford, but the nod has to go to the seniors, 7 of them, who will now be honored at the conclusion of this match. The show within the show, if you will, for the fans that are going to hang around. 6,300 plus, and they were vocal here tonight.
And luckily, these fans are going to get a chance to see this team play again at least once, because in 2 weeks, they've secured the home bid for in the first round of the playoffs in the MPSF. So these fans will get treated once again, and they deserve to be treated again with this team.
Yeah.
This team's fun to watch.
That'll be April 25th. So this will be a symbolic aloha.
Exactly.
Charlie Wade would not have it any other way. The opportunity to play at least one more time here in front of these fans. But what a showing it was by this team in response to the showing that it was by these fans.
You can tell the players were really wanting to say thank you in a big way tonight. They're so appreciative. You talk to every player, they're so appreciative of these fans and this community that recognizes them at the store and everywhere else.
Hawaii, 13 total blocks versus 2 for Stanford. Dominance by the Rainbow Warriors. Scott Robbs is with Charlie Wade. Scott.
Hey, thanks a lot, Kanoa. Coach, you won in 3 last night, but you weren't really satisfied. You wanted your team to take it to another level tonight. I think mission accomplished.
Yeah, we were pretty good early and often, you know, played with great energy, real efficient. Really proud of the guys. Nice performance.
Great job at the net. You guys had a ton of blocks. And Jennings Franciscovich, I thought, set very well for you.
Yeah, it really did. You know, we didn't have a hitting error until late into the second set. We only had 3 or maybe 4 or 5 the entire match. So, and again, just great job all the way around. Passing was crisp all night. It was a good performance all the way around, no question.
How fun was this atmosphere tonight? Great crowd.
It's unbelievable, you know, and I really told the seniors before that, you know, this weekend has kind of turned into a celebration for them. The banquet's tomorrow while their parents enter town, and, you know, and this is unbelievable, this crowd out here, and I think we put on a good show for them. The guys really played hard.
All right, Coach, go sit down, relax, enjoy the senior ceremony.
Thank you very much. Aloha.
All right, back over to you guys, Kanoa and Chris.
Thanks a lot, Scott. Well, again, the show within the show coming up. As senior night festivities, the post-game show about to go down, so do not go anywhere. Want to thank, of course, until the next time we broadcast a Rainbow Warrior volleyball match, the entire OC Sports crew here on this symbolic senior night for all of their efforts. It's been an absolute pleasure to work along with them, and we hope that you've enjoyed the coverage of Rainbow Warrior volleyball. Hopefully more coverage to come. Chris McLaughlin, I'm Kanoa Leahy. Once again, stay tuned for the post-game show and senior festivities. We'll see you next time, everybody. Aloha.
And welcome back. There you see the final numbers. Hawaii, a clean sweep of Stanford. They have won 16 in a row here on senior night. And without further ado, it's time to get this party started. We'll throw it over to public address announcer Ben Kia'aina.
Volleyball fans, at this time would like to recognize 7 seniors who together have guided this team towards what has been one of the most successful seasons in program history. Here to present each player with their senior plaque. From the University of Hawaii Federal Credit Union, Chief Executive Officer and President, Janine Morse. Vice President of Members and Services, Brian Anderson. From the University of Hawaii, please welcome UH President David Lasner. Athletic Director Ben Jay. And Associate Athletic Director Carl Clapp. Our first senior has been a part of the Hawaii men's volleyball program for 2 years. A 2010 graduate of Hawaii Baptist Academy, this Honolulu native played 1 year at Pepperdine before returning home. This senior has proven to be his best as a Rainbow Warrior and recorded a career-high 8 kills 2 weeks ago in a win at UC San Diego. What he will miss most about playing for Hawaii is the crowd energy here at the Stan Sheriff Center. He will graduate this May with a degree in mathematics. Volleyball fans, put your hands together for the 6'5" outside hitter from Honolulu, number 18, Ryan Leong. Joining Ryan on the court are his parents, Katie and Raymond, and his sister, Irene.
And great to see Ryan have the opportunity to play here in the matches. You see his family converging on the court, a graduate out of HBA, one of those local kids who came back home and really pushed Brooks Fedor in the practice gym.
headed out to Pepperdine and decided it was time to come back. And again, just a great opportunity to play here at home in front of his family, his friends, and for the state of Hawaii.
Our next senior, the newest member of the senior class, just joined the Warriors this year after transferring from Cal State Northridge. Despite his brief time at Hawaii, he was named team captain and has been instrumental in several clutch victories for this season as a backup setter, including a win against Cal State Northridge, in which he tallied 42 assists, 11 digs, and 4 blocks. This senior's most memorable moment was just last week when he came off the bench and guided Hawaii from a 2-0 deficit at UCLA for a 5-set victory while dishing out 36 assists. This senior is en route to graduate school where he intends to receive a master's degree in kinesiology. Volleyball fans, show your aloha for the 6'4" setter from Sunnyvale, California, number 7, Alex Jones.
And Alex Jones, who wasn't sure if he was going to continue on his volleyball career, was actually
joining
encouraged
Alex
by
on
his
the court,
dad, who's actually here in the crowd. And it was a great moment. After he led the team back from that UCLA victory, I was in the Poly Pavilion. The first thing he did, he ran into the crowd, and the father and son embraced. It was an incredible moment for both Chris and his Alex and his dad.
And you know, one of the things is the toughest thing to do is to come out far away from home and play and not have very many opportunities. But you must remember, he's just such a great team player. And I really think that this young man is going to continue on in his beach volleyball. He's had a lot of successful tournaments and showings in sand volleyball.
Our next senior transferred into the program in 2013 after playing at Irvine Valley College for 2 years. This libero recorded a career-high 9 digs just a few weeks ago to help lead the Bulls to victory at UC San Diego. He has seen action in 25 matches over his career and was a part-time starter at libero in the second half of last season. What this senior will miss most about playing for Hawaii are the huge support from the fans and his teammates. He is set to graduate this May with a degree in sociology. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the 5'10" libero from San Jose, California, number 1, Garrett Commissaric.
Garrett Commissaric, again, we talked about during the broadcast, really pushed Kobe Kanatake last year, in fact, splitting times as a libero, primarily passing the float serves, but really just a great player in both the practice gym and shined when given opportunities.
Out of San Jose, California, via Irvine Valley College, played for Tom Pestalacci. There you see his family traveling afar. First time out to see him play and celebrate and share in the special times here at the Stan Sheriff Arena.
He joined the program in 2011 and has witnessed the highs and lows during his career. He has seen action in upwards of 60 career matches, and this year is having a breakthrough senior season. He has made 11 starts at outside hitter and has proven himself a true force to be reckoned with. He has 6 double-figure kill matches, including a career-high 18 kills against Pepperdine and 2 double-doubles. He considers these past few years playing for Hawaii to be the best years of his life. He is scheduled to graduate in May with a degree in sports marketing and management and a minor in communicology. Volleyball fans, show your aloha for the 6'5" outside hitter from Encinitas, California, number 3, Scott Hartley.
And Scott Hartley, who quickly became a fan favorite. We profiled him in the Game On segment. His parents moving here to Hawaii to be closer to their son, and you can't say enough great things about him. Future is bright. He could actually have a career in broadcasting. He wants to get into sports broadcasting. He may be here next season. Who knows?
You never know. He's a great interviewer. You know what? He just has such a positive outlook. He's got a great perspective on things. And you know what? That young man has so much passion for what he does in aloha. You'd think that he was, you know, brought up here.
Randy, what's up, big guy? Oh, thank you.
Our next senior has also been a part of the program since 2011. A graduate of Maryknoll High School. This local boy's most memorable moment was stepping onto the court for the first time his freshman season to play alongside his volleyball idols. Now a senior, he has seen action in 65 matches over his career and has started at middle blocker 24 times this season. Just a few weeks ago, he led the Warriors with a career-high 9 blocks and a come-from-behind victory at UCLA. He is scheduled to graduate in May with a degree in Pacific Island Studies. Volleyball fans, show your aloha for the 6'9" middle blocker from Honolulu, number 24, Davis Holt.
And you see the emotion in Davis Holt's face right now, and that's all because I think a lot of times he grew up watching Warrior volleyball. He grew up here in the state of Hawaii, always dreaming to become a Warrior, and really one of those great examples for local kids. If anybody wants to be a Warrior, he's a prime example that it is possible.
And you know what? He was blessed with some height, and he just had, again, that word passion comes up. He just wanted it so bad. He continued to persevere and go out and train and work, and you know, he's just a great role model. And there's his mom, Ann, giving him the hug of his life. His sister there, Gabrielle, and his other sister, they're just supporting him. They've been alongside him this whole time, thick and thin.
Our next senior joined the program in 2012 after transferring from UC Irvine. Although he started his career as a center and opposite hitter, he has grown to become one of Hawaii's most celebrated middle blockers in school history. This senior is set to end his career within the program's top 10 in block assists, solo blocks, and total blocks. Considered one of the top middle blockers in the country, he ranks number 2 nationally in hitting percentage and 5th in blocks per set. What he will miss the most about Hawaii is all the love he has received in his past few years as a Rainbow Warrior. He is scheduled to graduate in May with a degree in sociology. Volleyball fans, show your aloha for the All-American 6'7" middle blocker from San Jose, California, number 13, Taylor Averill.
When you think of great middle blockers, names like Dejan Milutinovic, Andre Bauer, Delano Thomas come to mind, and Taylor Averill's name is now etched in the names of all-time great middle blockers for the University of Hawaii. A phenomenal player that has played a variety of positions, but really settling in the middle.
Yeah, and you know what? He has played a variety of positions, and it's amazing how he's went all the way around the court and yet somehow ended up in the middle, and his numbers are just incredible and phenomenal. What a great contributing senior to this class of 7 seniors.
Our final senior joined the program in 2012 and has served as a key starter at opposite for the last 3 years. Last week, he became just the 15th player in school history to surpass 1,000 career kills. Arguably boasting one of the strongest serving arms in the country, he is set to finish his career within the top 3 all-time in service aces at Hawaii. He ranks number 11 nationally in aces per set, as well as 17th in points per set and 19th in kills per set. This ABCA All-American honoree says what he will miss the most about Hawaii is the Ohana feel of the Stan Sheriff Center. He is scheduled to graduate in the fall with a degree in sociology. Volleyball fans, give it up for the 6'5" opposite hitter from Grand Prairie, Alberta, Canada, number 11, Brooks Adorn.
And Brooks Adorn will always be remembered for his jovial celebrations. You talk about heart, this kid has it. I mean, starting from his sophomore season when he saw significant playing time and just slowly got better every year, really the heart and soul of this team and the consistent kill leader that Hawaii needed during clutch situations.
It's almost like since the moment he got here with the maple leaf on his arm out of Canada, he has his heart on his sleeve. He is so emotional and he has been so consistent, and it's been wonderful to watch him grow and show his leadership now as a senior.
Joining him on the court are his parents, Thomas Senor, and Sean Hunter, and family, along with his girlfriend, Gabe.
Hello, everybody. Oh, this is incredible.
I just want to say on the behalf of my incredible team that you guys show unconditional love and support every day we walk in here, and the shivers on my skin are incredible. You guys are the best fans in the whole world, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. But I'm not done yet. I got one thing I've been wanting to do for a very long time.
I mean, how do you beat a senior night like this? Brooks Adore proposing to his girlfriend, Keola. They've been dating since May of 2013. They actually met in the training room. Keola was a member of the water polo team, and he said at first he was so nervous to talk to her. He said the first time he talked to her, he was stumbling over his words. But clearly, things ended up pretty good for Brooks.
And I couldn't help but thinking of that song, I'm Not Done Yet. When he said he has one more thing here to do. You know, it made you think, yeah, you're going after a national championship, yes. Right? And he got his right here.
Keola, his fiancée, a local girl from the North Shore. So we may be seeing a lot of more Brooks Adore in the future. Maybe he takes up some residency on the North Shore. There you see his family making the trip all the way from Canada. He learned how to play the sport from his dad, who actually played in the Canadian leagues, was very successful there. Of course, growing up in Canada, a hockey fan, but clearly deciding on volleyball and finding what success. But again, when you look at all the seniors here, they all, as we mentioned, came from different walks, different backgrounds, but all converge here at the University of Hawaii and contributed to what has become a remarkable season for this team.
And in all truth be told, there will be nothing ever like this again in their lives. This takeaway of senior night and celebration will be with them forevermore.
You know, one thing about Brooke as well is that he's got a chance to play for the Canadian national team, don't you think?
And who knows, he may be playing against Taylor Abro for Team USA.
Right. They could see each other in Brazil next summer. And what a turnout for this senior night. Largest crowd in a number of years, and this team absolutely has earned it, and the fans have fallen in love with this squad. And don't forget, it's not their final home match. It's a final regular season home match. They'll be back here in 2 weeks for the quarterfinals of the MPSF. Hopefully, that will not be the final home match as well. They're going to have to take care of business up in Provo next weekend.
And I think that's why we're not seeing a lot of emotion, because I think deep down they know that they'll be back here. They'll have another shot in front of this fantastic crowd. Hopefully, this place will be sold out in a couple of weeks.
Well, it's looking like close to sold out tonight. I can almost guarantee that. They have run the heart and souls of the state of Hawaii.
So the Magnificent Seven, you see them huddled together right there. And they've all made a major contribution to the success of this year's squad. Hawaii wins in 3 tonight. They've won 16 in a row, and they're #1 in the country. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll hear from the Special Seven in their end-of-the-year video right here on the postgame show.
At Pepperdine, it didn't feel like the right place for me. Like, volleyball wasn't my #1 priority there. And I think when I transferred here, the coaches told me, hey, it's like volleyball has to be your #1 priority or else you're not gonna be on the team. So the standard here for me was set higher, I feel like. This program has taught me how to be a man, how to live life independently, because it's like a job. Volleyball is our job, and if we don't execute what the coaches want us, then we could be cut. It means a lot to wear this jersey, you know. I'm a local kid and I get to represent the state I come from and I get to represent my family, so it means a lot to me. Probably just hanging out with the guys, you know, just chit-chatting in the locker room, like joking around all the time. It's like having 20 brothers to play around with.
My clock is ticking for sure, and I'm going to enjoy these 2 months as much as possible. I think setting, you know, that's my strength, and I've been doing it, you know, for 8 to 10 years now, and I definitely think this could be it for me on the indoor side, and, you know, I'm definitely going to miss it. We've been winning so much this season that no one's going to be selfish about their playing time. I've come in off the bench twice in league matches. We've been able to win both those games, so I've been really happy with my performance so far. It's special because of the family atmosphere. I think it's awesome that I can coach kids for the club team, and then they can come in and watch our games, and that everybody is so family-oriented, and, you know, having 3,000, 5,000 fans is great.
It's been fun. You know, the usual ups and downs that come with kind of every journey that you go on, but overall it's been amazing. Being a part of this team, being a part of what we can leave, you know, try to come in here and make this place better, you know, when you leave it. So hopefully I just try to work towards that. Just to represent an entire state, I mean the university itself too, but just to represent the entire state is incredible. It feels so great to win and see the thousands of people in the stands chanting your team's name and just going absolutely crazy for you. Just the love and passion the fans have for the sport and us as players is incredible. I feel like we're their sons. I mean, it's amazing. That's the biggest thing about this year, kind of, if you're on the A side, if you're on the B side, I mean, we're still one team. We all push each other to be the best we can be. So, I mean, if the B team's playing well, that means the A team has to play well. We make them better. I mean, this specific group of guys is so tight, and we've just never had a team like this. We're just all kind of so bought into winning and doing it for each other and for the state that we've never had this much kind of camaraderie or like closeness between each other. The teammates by far, and then obviously close second is the fans and all the support they give to us. I mean, the fans here are incredible. I don't even know how to explain it really. You go to any other kind of D1 men's volleyball game and their families are in their stands. Then you don't get thousands of people going absolutely insane. It's unbelievable.
I love every single day I get to walk in the gym with these guys. For like the first time, my freshman year, it was like scary at first, and the game was so fast, but just learning to kind of like play with at that speed took me a long time to get to the player that I am today. And I had to keep coming back every year, you know, keep working hard every day. And sometimes I have horrible days, but I still gotta come back and work hard. So patience would probably be the biggest thing I learned. As a group of guys, we kind of matured together. When we first started off, we're kind of maybe a little immature, but now we kind of grown up. Now we want it. We realize that we're able to get a championship this year, or we're good enough to do that. So I think everyone's kind of focused down on that right now, getting the best they can be. I feel so honored to just be able to represent Hawaii, you know. I remember growing up in here and just like watching all these guys, idolizing these guys, and to be able to wear the same jersey, wear the same colors as these guys is great. The boys in the locker room, the coaches, for sure, and all the fans, just playing in that gym when it's packed and you just hear like the clapping. It's like, it's nuts. There's no place like it. I know it, and it's good. Yeah, it's pretty rough to leave.
Me and Davis have a similar story. When we came in here, we weren't that good of volleyball players. You know, I think we played well, but you know, no one knew what our potential was. I mean, we maybe believed in ourselves, but then it's amazing to see the growth of Davis and even myself in some areas, you know, just sticking with it every year. And there's a lot of reps you get during, you know, practice, and you know, you never really know your full potential. It is the best and most fun place to be. I'm not sure if opponents come here and they hate it or love it, but it's definitely a unique atmosphere. There was never a time when I wanted to transfer to a new program. It's either I make it here or I don't go anywhere else. It's not like I'm gonna have a better experience anywhere else. This has solidified what I believed Hawaii volleyball to be, which is just, you know, a true love and passion for the sport from everyone who's involved. I'm gonna miss everything. First of all, college is just, you know, I've heard, but I can pretty much guarantee it's probably gonna be the best part of my life. You know, this has been a blast from day one till now. There's been a lot of ups and downs and changes, but man, there's no worries out here. It's so much fun. The school's fun, the classmates are fun. Obviously this program's incredible. I know one thing I'm gonna miss is the camaraderie of the teammates. Those guys are awesome. I mean, I could call each one of them my friends. If I get married, I could have each one of them as my groomsmen, you know, at my wedding. Like those guys, every guy here I love. They're all awesome dudes.
The biggest thing I can take away from is honestly how special Hawaii is. I will be coming back here and growing old and dying on the island because I know there's no place in the world like it. It's like I have goosebumps like crazy right now just thinking about the amount of support that we have from the people that come and watch in the Stan Sheriff and just the state of Hawaii in general. What I'm taking away from it is just the opportunity of a lifetime that only a handful of people ever get to experience.
I guess I've been fortunate enough to not be the best at one position, so I've kind of assumed the role as a utility guy. It's nice now to kind of be evening out. You know, it's been here, there, and now finally I'm kind of landed in the middle, and I think this is the spot for me at this point. We got a pretty tight group, so you know, outside of volleyball, we all hang out together, and I think that is what separates just a group of guys playing together on a team and a family atmosphere. And I think something we've created over the years I've been here is that family atmosphere. You know, that goes with the coaches, with everyone on the staff. It seems like such a tight group. And I think that's what separates the good teams from the great teams. So we're very fortunate to have that, especially with such a strong senior class. There is no other place in the world that gets the love and support that we do. Our aunties and uncles making food after every game. And besides all that too, just you look into the stands and people look at you like they really care. And that's just something so special within itself, for sure. So it's an honor to play here, and I feel so blessed to have gotten that opportunity, and hopefully I'll be able to come back in a couple of years and it'll feel the same.
Here's Peachy outside.